Welcome back to the next session of probability, sir. We are in the process of doing problems on probability and some models already I covered. Let us see the remaining. A bag is having 4 white and 6 black balls. Another bag is having 5 white and 4 black balls. One ball is drawn from each bag. One ball is drawn from each bag. What is the probability that both are white in color? You can also create one more question. Both are black in color and they are of different colors. N number of problems you can create, sir. One problem I am doing. Look at this. This is 4 white balls. It is having 6 black balls. Total 10 balls. Bag number 1 is having. Bag number 2 is having 5 white, 4 black balls. 9 balls it is having. 9 balls it is having. Now, sir, one ball is drawn from bag number 1. Again, one ball is drawn from bag number 2. So, this is probability of drawing white ball is equal to 4 by 10. There are 4 white balls. One white ball can be selected from 4 in 4C1 ways. And from 10 balls, one ball is taken in 10C1 ways. So 4 by 10 is the probability. Now probability of drawing white, this is 5 by 9. So required probability is equal to probability of drawing white ball from the first bag into probability of drawing a white ball from the second. So this is 4 by 10 into 5 by 9. 5 will go 2 times, 2 will go 2 times, answer is 2 by 9. Answer is 2 by 9. Note down the question, sir. Next question, sir. Look at this part is saying a bag is having 4 white and 6 black balls and another bag is having 5 white and 4 black balls. One ball is transferred from bag 1 to bag 2. One ball is transferred from bag 1 to bag 2. Now, one ball is one ball is selected from back to, one ball is selected from back to, what is the probability that it is white in color? The ball which is selected from the second bag is white in color. That is what is required in this case. Now look at the question, sir. This is my bag 1. This is my bag 2. Bag 1 is having 4 white and 6 black balls. Bag 2 is having 5 white and 4 black balls. Here 9 balls it is having, here 10 balls it is having. Now one ball is transferred from B1 to B2. So first time when a ball is transferred from bag 1 to bag 2, which color ball is transferred is not given in the question. I am repeating this point once again. When a ball is transferred from bag 1 to bag 2, then the color of the ball is not given. So there may be 2 possibilities. A white ball may be transferred from B1 to B2, or a black ball may be transferred from B1 to B2. Let us see case 1. A white ball is transferred from B1 to B2, bag 1 to bag 2. A white ball is transferred from B1 to B2. Now look at this. 4 white balls and 6 black balls, total 10 balls are there. Now bag number 2, 5 white balls and 4 black balls, 9 balls are there. You are transferring a white ball from this bag to this. So plus 1 white. Now there are 6 white balls it is having, plus 1 ball. Total 10 balls this bag is having. So probability of drawing a white ball from bag number 1. Probability of drawing a white ball means transferring a white ball from bag number 1. Probability of white from B1 is equal to 4 by 10. When a white ball is transferred from B1, again you are drawing 1 ball from bag 2. So probability of drawing white from bag 2, this is equal to 6 by 10. So 4 by 10 into 6 by 10. 24 divided by 100 is the probability. Here joint probability I am calculating. Probability of drawing a white ball from the first one. After drawing white ball from this, it is dropped in bag number 2. So 2 actions are performed by you. Therefore probability is 24 divided by 100. Let us see case 2. A black ball is transferred from B1 to B2. A black ball is transferred from B1 to B2. It is 4 white, 6 black balls. Now when a black ball is transferred, some contents of bag 2 will change. When a black ball is transferred from B1 to B2, contents of B2 will change. Now it is having 5 black balls, total 10 balls. So probability of drawing a black is equal to 6 by 10. Probability of drawing white here is 5 by 10. So probability of B white, black and white, 6 by 10 into 5 by 10. So this is equal to 30 divided by 100. Required probability is equal to case 1 plus case 2. So this is 24 divided by 100 plus 30 divided by 100. 54 divided by 100. This is the answer to the given question. Okay, note down the solution, sir. Okay, next question. Next question, sir. If 8 balls are distributed, at random among 3 boxes, what is the probability that the first box would contain 3 balls? The first box would contain 3 balls. Go through the question, sir. Now what is given? 8 balls are there. So first calculate total number of cases. 8 balls are distributed at random among 3 boxes. Now look at this. This is box 1. This is box 2. This is box 3. Okay. First ball can be placed in any one of the 3 boxes in 3 ways. What does it mean actually, sir? First ball you can put in box number 1 or in box number 2 or in box number 3. Second ball can be placed in any one of the 3 boxes in 3 ways. Second ball can be placed in any one of the 3 boxes in 3 ways, etc. Eighth ball can be placed in any one of the 3 boxes in 3 ways. So each ball is having 3 options. You may, for each ball you have 3 options, sir. You can put it in first box, or you can put it in second box, or you can put it in third box. So total number of ways is equal to 3 power 8. Each ball is having 3 options. So 8 balls are there, 3 power 8 will be the total number of cases. So total number of cases are calculated. Now look at the favorable case. What is the probability that first box will contain 3 balls? Okay. So favorable cases, 3 balls can be selected from 8 in 8C3 ways. 3 balls can be selected from 8 in 8C3 ways. Why I am selecting 3 balls? Because I have to put 3 balls in box number 1. Any 3 balls you can put. Therefore, the balls which I want to put in box number 1, I have to select from the given number of balls. Again I am repeating, sir. In box number 1, I have to put 3 balls. Any 3 balls I can put. There is no restriction at all. So the balls which I want to put in box number 1, I have to select from 8 balls. So 3 balls can be selected from 8 in 8C3 ways. So this box 1 is having 3 balls. The selected 3 balls are placed in box number 1. How many balls remaining, sir? 5 balls are remaining. From 8, when 3 balls are placed here, only 5 balls left over. Now you have box 2, box 3. For the remaining 5 balls, first ball can be placed in any one of the 2 boxes. In any one of the 2 boxes in 2 ways. For second ball also 2 ways, etc. For fifth ball also 2 ways. So favorable cases are 8C3 into 2 power 5, 8C3 into 2 power 5. So probability is equal to 8C3 into 2 power 5 divided by 3 power 8. 8C3 into 2 power 5 divided by 3 to the power of 8. Okay, sir. Very good question. When you are solving this question, do it with presence of mind. Next question, sir. Problems for odds in favor. Odds in favor. Means ratio is given. Ratio of happening of an event and not happening of an event is given. that we have to convert into probability. What does it mean actually? Let us see. The odds in favor of an event A are A is to B. The odds in favor of an event A are A is to B. Now what is given in favor? In favor. So A cases are supporting for happening of an event. B cases are not supporting for happening of an event. Then how can we write probability of happening of an event? Probability of happening of an event, that is P of A is equal to A divided by A plus B. Cases favorable plus cases not favorable is equal to total number of cases. So denominator is equal to sum of these two values, and in the numerator it is A, first value. Because how many cases are supporting in favor means in the given ratio, how many cases are supporting for happening of an event? A cases are supporting for happening of an event. So this way I'll write. So A complement probability of not happening of an event that is P of A complement is equal to B by A plus B. These cases are not supporting, therefore B by A plus B. Now let us see one more point here. Suppose in the question it is given the odds against an event A are A is to B. This time what is given? Odds against an event A are A is to B. What does it mean actually, sir? A cases, small a, this one, first number, will represent what? Cases which are not supporting. Second number will represent what? Cases which are supporting. So how can I write? Probability of not happening of an event. That is P of A complement A by A plus B, because it is against. So this is against. A cases are against and B cases are in favor. Therefore you have to write probability of not happening of an event is A by A plus B. Probability of happening of an event, that is P of A is equal to B by A plus B. B by A plus B. So you must be very careful while solving the numerical questions, because you have to concentrate here whether the ratio is for in favor or against. If it is in favor, how many cases are in favor? A cases are in favor. If it is against, A cases are against. Okay, sir. If you keep this particular point in your mind, these problems are very simple. Okay. To get more clarity on this, I am doing 3-4 questions on this. Note down this, sir. Now look at the question. The odds in favor of an event is 2:3, and the odds against another event is 3:7. What is the probability that only one of the two events occurs? This is my question, sir. The odds in favor of an event A. See the solution. The odds in favor of an event A is 2:3. So total 5 cases are there. Out of those 5 cases, 2 cases are supporting for happening of an event, and 3 cases are not supporting for happening of an event. So probability of A is equal to 2/5. Probability of A complement is equal to probability of A complement is 3/5. Next, the odds against an event B is 3:7. Total how many cases are there? 3 plus 7, 10 cases are there. Out of 10 cases, 3 cases are not supporting for happening of an event. Again I am repeating this point better. Total 10 cases are there. Out of 10 cases, 3 cases are not supporting for happening of an event, and 7 cases are supporting for happening of an event. So how can I write this? B complement is equal to 3/10 probability of B is equal to 7/10. Now only one of the two events occurs, A minus B union B minus. This is P of A plus P of B minus 2 times P of A intersection B. P of A plus P of B minus 2 times P of A into P of B. For these type of problems, we assume A and B are independent events, or you have to consider A and B are independent events. P of A is equal to how much beta? 2/5. P of B is equal to 7/10 minus 2 times 2/5 into 7/10. So this is 2/5, 7/10 minus 14 divided by 25. So I can take 50 as LCM. 5 will go 10 times. 5 2s are 20 plus 10 will go 5 times. 5 into 7 35 minus 28. 55 minus 28. 55 minus 28. This is 27. So this is equal to 27 divided by 50. 27 divided by 50 is the answer to this question. Okay, note down, sir. Next question, sir. The odds in favor of one student passing a test are 3:7, and the odds against another student passing it are 3:5. What is the probability that first question, both pass. Second one, both fail. Okay, sir, see the question. The odds in favor of one student passing the test. Let us take first student as A. P of A to pass the exam 3/10. P of A complement not passing the exam 7/10. Probability of A to pass the exam 3/10. Probability of A complement is 7/10. Probability of B is equal to, this is odds against, means probability of B complement is 3/8. Probability of B is equal to 5/8. First number will always indicating what is given, odds against. So 3 cases are not supporting, 5 cases are supporting. Whereas for the first one, odds in favor, so 3 cases are supporting and 7 cases are not supporting. Now both will pass. So these are independent events. You can write P of A into P of B, 3/10 into 5/8, 3/16 is the answer. Second question, both will fail. A complement intersection B complement. When A and B are independent events, their complementary events are also independent. So you can write P of A complement into P of B complement. A complement is 7 by 10 beta, B complement is 3 by 8. So this is 21 by 80. 21 divided by 80. Okay? Note that. Okay, sir. Let's go for the next question. The odds in favor of A to hit the target are 5:4, whereas the odds in favor of B to hit the target are 6:4. Sorry, 6:5. What is the probability that the target would be hit? The target would be hit once they both try. Once they both try. Okay. What is given, sir? Odds in favor of A to hit the target are given as 5:4. Odds in favor of B to hit the target are 6:5. What is the probability that the target being hit? Target being hit means if at least one of these two will hit the target, then that is the answer to the given question. A may hit the target, or B may hit the target, or both may hit the target. So let us convert this ratio into probability. In both the cases it is in favor. P of A is equal to 5 by 9. P of A complement is 4 by 9. P of B is equal to 6 by 11. P of B complement is equal to 5 by 11. P of B complement is equal to 5 by 11. What is the probability that the target being hit? When at least one of the two will hit, the target. What is the probability that target would be hit means if at least one of the two will hit the target. If at least one. So I can write it as P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B, P of A plus P of B minus P of A into P of B. P of A is equal to, sir, 5 by 9. P of B is equal to 6 by 11. 5 by 9 into 6 by 11. Five by 9 plus 6 by 11 minus 30 by 99. So I can take 99 as LCM. 9 will go 11 times, 11 5s are 55. 11 will go 9 times, 9 6 are 54. 9 minus 30. So 109 minus 30, 79 divided by 19. 79 divided by, let me check up, sir, calculations. 55 plus 54 minus 30. 79 by 7. 19. That is the answer to the question. Okay. There is an alternative approach. P of A union B plus P of A union B complement is equal to 1. So P of A union B is equal to 1 minus P of A union B complement. A union B whole complement. A union B whole complement can be written as A complement intersection B complement by De Morgan's laws. One minus when A and B are independent events. When A and B are independent events, their complementary events are also independent. P of A complement into P of B complement. 1 minus A complement is how much, sir? 4 by 9 into B complement is 5 by 9, 5 by 11. 1 minus 20 divided by 99. 99 minus 20 by 99. 79 divided by 90. You will get the same answer. Any method you use in the exam, that doesn't make any difference. Okay, sir? Note down this solution. Remaining part I will continue in the next session. Thank you.